Augusta National is this week playing host to the first major championship of the year, the Masters. As usual, the crowds for practice rounds were just as large as for the event itself, which is just getting underway. So with all the best players in the world set to take on the famed Georgia layout, Golfing World was there to see some of the leading contenders talking a good game before their title bids began. And that includes the Masters favourite Tiger Woods, who won 2 weeks ago at Bay Hill.
It looks like it's going to be a great week, got a great field, and really looking forward to it because I came up here the Sunday before Bay Hill, and it was playing just about like how it is right now.
It's great to be back here. The course is, it seems every year the course gets in better condition. I think with the warm weather they've had this year, the growth is especially good, and I'm looking forward to what probably is the most anticipated event of the year.
Well, I'm excited that this week is finally here. I think as a golfer, this is the week that we look forward to the most, and probably are thinking about since the last major championship at the PGA. And so the entire off season we've been dreaming about this week starting.
But no one knows Augusta like Tiger Woods, whose victory at the Bay Hill Invitational proved he could win again after a barren spell of 30 months. Even while struggling behind the scenes in his personal life, Woods still managed fourth-place finishes in 2010 and 2011, so he's pleased to be back at his second home.
This is my 18th year, so I've spent just about half my life playing this tournament. So it's understanding how to play this golf course, where to miss it. I've gotten just an umpteen amount of advice from guys, who've played here, way more than I have. I think that's one of the reasons why you see so many guys here. The older players are in contention a lot, but they just know how to play it.
With the course a little wetter than usual at this time of year, another multiple Masters champion, Phil Mickelson, believes this week's event is more wide open than normal. And he's predicting a real birdie barrage in the shootout for the 2012 green jacket.
Soft as the golf course is, you can fire at a lot of the pins. Greens are very soft. I don't want to say they're slow, but it's just not the same Augusta. It's wet around the greens, and there's no fear of the course. You've got to attack it this week. Unless something changes. I know they have sub-air, and hopefully they'll be able to use it, but unless it changes, it's going to be a birdie fest.
That's music to the ears of current world #1 Luke Donald. He had no trouble putting birdies on his card in 2011 when he made a run at his first major championship on a course where a sublime short game is often well rewarded. And Donald believes it invariably comes down to the back nine on Sunday.
I think that's what's very magical about this tournament is they usually Sunday is a great chance to make a run. I mean, some of the pins are in feeder places where you can make some eagles, make some birdies, and it just makes this event very exciting. Having a good short game is important around here. Having good feel on the greens. I think it happens most weeks that the guy who putts really well is going to have a chance, and obviously that's been a good strength of mine the last few years.
And of course, last year's big story was Rory McIlroy heading into the final round with a commanding 4-shot lead, only to see his chance at a first green jacket slip away under the intense pressure of Sunday at Augusta National. But the current world #2 is pretty confident that won't be an issue this year.
And coming back here, a much more experienced player, and feel like a much better player than the player that came here last year. So, I'm very excited about the week.
McIlroy's wild tee shot at the 10th on Sunday led to a costly triple bogey. His Masters meltdown touched all golf fans, only for his US Open victory 2 months later to provide redemption. Of course, the media wanted to revisit last year. Luckily for McIlroy, he was saved by the bell.
Such a blur, it was nearly hard to remember. It was just such a, from the 10th through the 12th was just, oh, sorry, phone's going.
What was that?
No phones at Augusta.
The 22-year-old has since become a major champion and spent a short time as the world's #1. His record in America this year is hugely impressive, winning the Honda Classic and with a second and a third to his name. After 3 weeks rest, he's fresh and in form and a very different person from a year ago.
I come in here last year hoping to do well and, maybe, to have a chance to win or whatever. But this year I'm coming in with the attitude that, I want to win. I want to put myself into contention. Coming back and winning the US Open was something that was very important to me. It sort of, it proved to myself more than anything else that I was able to win at the very highest level in this sport, and give me great confidence in myself, and that if things did go wrong, I knew how to fix them, and I knew how to go forward, and if it ever happens again, I just need to rely on that resilience to sort of get straight back up and get back at it.
Tiger may well be the master at Augusta, but Rory and the rest are also raring to go.